Hi everyone, this is Shantae, aka Shanteezy on Twitter and Instagram, or just simply just Shantae Berry. So I am here with an analysis today. I am not going to go long because it's late. It's 11, almost 12 o'clock. And I know everybody watched the presidential debates. I'm going to get into that in a minute, but in the meantime, I have to give you the numbers on COVID-19 because that's extremely important because we are still in the midst of this pandemic. And I'll just give you the numbers on the Johns Hopkins website. It's coronavirus.jhu.edu. So the global confirmed cases are at 41,595,980. The global death toll is at 1,135,880. U.S. confirmed cases as of today, we are at 8,404,743. The U.S. death toll is at 223,000 even. So we're fucked. We're seeing 60, 70,000 cases per day. And there's states like even my state in New York, they're seeing rising cases since May. We're in wave 3. This is not looking good. Yes, and yesterday we just had 64,191 new cases according to the New York Times COVID map. So we're in serious deep doo-doo shit. Our cases here, according to some states, California almost have 900,000. They have 896,178. Texas have 890,836. Florida has 768,083. New York has 494,874 cases. Illinois has 365,091 cases. Georgia has 331,316. North Carolina has 253,373. Arizona has 234,914. Tennessee has 234,079. And New Jersey rounds up that top 10 with 226,174 cases. Also, if you look at North Dakota, they've been having a rise in cases. They had about like over 4,000 something cases. They have the most COVID infections throughout the United States. I think throughout the whole entire world, but who am I? And of course, we have no national strategy. As I say this every day, all and every day. But I want to get into tonight's debate. Did you guys watch? It was a lot calm, but some interruptions still from the current occupant of the White House who constantly interrupts time and time and time the fuck again. What else is new about this man? He's an interrupting ass piece of shit. But I do want to play some clips from the debate tonight because that's important. We want to have transparency. And I guess this was about immigration. And Donald Trump basically called immigrants, black and brown immigrants especially, low IQ. So here we are.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ, they might come back.
Okay, President Trump, let's give Vice.
So he basically referred to, I guess, the Mexican immigrants, low IQ, when some of them are actually very smart and went to school in Mexico. A lot of schools internationally are smarter than the schools here in the United States. I'm just saying. There are more clips from the debate. So this was when Donald Trump said he was the least racist person in the room and said, besides Abraham Lincoln, he's the one that did most for black people. Like Lyndon B. Johnson didn't do anything. Like John F. Kennedy didn't do anything. Like Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton didn't do anything. So here we are.
Colleges, as far as my relationships with all people. I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
But what do you say to Americans who are concerned by that rhetoric?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say. I got criminal justice reform done and prison reform and opportunity zones. I took care of black colleges and universities. I don't know what to say. They can say anything. I mean, they can say anything. It makes me sad because I am the least racist person. I can't even see the audience because it's so dark, but I don't care who's in the audience. I'm the least racist person in this room.
Okay, Vice President Biden, let me ask you very quickly, and then I have a follow-up question for you.
Abraham Lincoln here is one of the most racist presidents we've had in modern history. He pours fuel on every single racist fire. Every single one. Started off his campaign coming down the escalator saying he's going to get rid of those Mexican rapists. He's banned Muslims because they're Muslims. He has moved around and made everything worse across the board. He says about the poor boys. Last time we were on stage here, he said, I told them to stand down and stand ready. Come on. This guy is a dog whistle about as big as a foghorn.
President Trump, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to respond, and then I have a follow-up.
You made a reference to Abraham Lincoln. Where did that come in? I mean,
You said
where
you're
did
Abraham
that,
Lincoln.
No, where did that? No.
You said-
I said not since Abraham Lincoln has anybody done what I've done for the black community.
And I'm
I
saying,
didn't say I'm Abraham Lincoln. I said not since Abraham Lincoln has anybody.
Basically, I think he referred to Donald Trump as Abraham Lincoln because Donald Trump said, besides Abraham Lincoln, nobody has done more for the black community than me. All this stuff with the HBCUs, 14% of that deal was actually negotiated with Kamala Harris and Doug Jones, the two Democratic senators that he can't stand. The First Step Act, which was actually introduced in 2015, like Joe Biden said, under the former president of the United States, President Obama. And you know who decided to not pass that legislation? Addison Mitchell McConnell Jr., also known as Mitch McConnell, also known as Moscow Mitch. I'm just saying. Because Mitch McConnell was so racist that he waited to the next president, which was going to be white, to pass a bill because he did not like the African-American president. So when all the progressives want to criticize Barack Obama for not being more progressive, blame Addison Mitchell McConnell Jr. Blame him. Thank you. Thank you, Alexandra, for saying that, because there's a lot of Bernie Sanders supporters that, honestly, that's very critical. But I appreciate you as a Bernie Sanders supporter really saying that. It really means a big deal because there's 2 or 3 couple toxic Bernie Sanders supporters that I have to drag constantly on Twitter every day. Literally every day. People like, Shantae, don't do it. No, do the motherfucking shit. You do it. You do it. And that's all I'm saying. But I appreciate your response. I really appreciate it. But it was Addison Mitchell McConnell. I'm saying everybody's full government because I got fucking time today. So Addison Mitchell McConnell is the one that held it up. Let's play some more clips. Joe Biden responds to Donald Trump's the idea of the stock market is booming is an only measure of what is happening. So here goes the former vice president.
the idea that the stock...
Move on to the next question.
They said
or
the
else
stock
we're not
market
going to have
will
time to
boom
talk about it.
if I'm elected. If he's elected, the stock market will crash.
Okay, let's
Because
move on to the
analysts
next
say-
question
No matter-
very quickly.
Look, the idea that the stock market is booming is his only measure of what's happening. Where I come from in Scranton and Claymont, the people don't live off of the stock market. Just in the last three years during this crisis, the billionaires in this country made, according to the Wall Street, $700 billion more dollars. $700 billion more dollars, because that's his only measure. What happens to the ordinary people out there? What happens to them?
Let's talk about what's happening on Capitol Hill. We're going to move on, gentlemen.
401ks are through the roof.
We're gonna move
People
on.
stock are through the roof.
All
And
right.
he doesn't come from
There's actually people that lost their 401ks, lost money in it. I know some people have it. I'm not sure if my mother lost money in her 401k, but she still has it. She still has money in there. But the stock market is not the economy. And this is coming from the person that is in grad school for business administration, general administration. I can tell you that shit right now. The economy is the people like you and me. The middle people who make the economy move. Who is working in fields that service to the people. Because 60% of our economy is consumer based. And let me read one of the comments. Ropa Alexandra says, policy-wise, Trump did not say anything, didn't say anything usual. Exactly my whole point. And for the record, for those who are progressive, that are not in favor of Biden, I can say this to you. Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders have a policy task force called the Biden and Sanders Unity Task Force. And those who serve on there is Congresswoman Marsha Fudge, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, some other Bernie allies, some Biden allies, some Pete Buttigieg allies, some Kamala Harris allies, some Elizabeth Warren allies. They're all in a unity task force. And former Secretary of State John Kerry. Those who are on that task force coming out with robust policies. So that's what's going on. This is why you do your homework. And I urge you to do your homework. And I urge you to go on joebiden.com to look at the policies, because those policies are very progressive. Very progressive. Very, very progressive. And that's what I'm telling you. Okay. So let's play another clip from the debate. The candidates, the candidates greet their wives. We all know that. Also, Biden says Trump is one of the most racist presidents in modern day history. And it's true. He's right. So here we go.
Every single one. Start Abraham Lincoln here is one of the most racist presidents.
Okay. I already played that one. Let's play the tax question. So we all know the COVID super spreader in chief, the New York con artist, said he prepay on his taxes. I never heard that shit before, but I'm saying like Donald Trump is a whole entire corporation. How the fuck you prepaying on your taxes? Make no sense. How your taxes is still under audit for 4 years? That's absolutely ridiculous. As a New Yorker, I know Donald Trump finances was always a little shaky. That man always filed for bankruptcy. He always had to settle in court because he always dicking somebody else around. And lucky he's still alive. He is still alive.
28 billion.
What specifically are you going to do to make China pay? You've said you're going to
First of
make
all,
them pay.
China is paying. They're paying billions and billions of dollars. I just gave $28 billion.
New sanctions?
I just gave $28 billion to our farmers.
Taxpayers'
China,
money.
It's what?
Taxpayers' money. Didn't
No,
come
no,
from
yeah,
China.
you know the taxpayers. It's called China. China
Not
paid
true.
$28 billion, and you know what they did to pay it, Joe? They devalued their currency, and they also paid up. And you know, no, but
Specifically, are you going to do?
Nothing but right-wing talking points. Still reaching, and not reaching high enough. Actually, Mitch McConnell is responsible because he was the leader of the Senate. He's been leader of the Senate for 5 years. And honestly, that Senate is so badly torn apart. It's so bad. It's so bad that the Republican Party has become the extreme right and not the party of globalism, of conservatism, of institutionalism. That party has become the cult party, the white nationalist party. Even though the Democrats need to fight a little harder, but Nancy Pelosi, as a woman, as an 80-year-old woman, has been fighting tooth and nail with this administration. And it's only Democrats are only responsible for 1/3 of Congress. And honestly, I think she's doing a pretty decent job holding her head above water. Because I will probably slap the shit out of that whole entire administration with some gloves and some disinfectant and wipes. Because the way they talk to her, I couldn't. My temper is really bad. The hood will come out of me. I will fuck them up. All of them. From Donald Trump down. And here goes the message on leadership. This was a big one. Because Donald Trump sounds like a drunken man on 34th Street with all the bums that are now. And Joe Biden sounds like an actual American president. So here we go.
United States. If I get elected, I'm running as a proud Democrat. I'm going to be an American president. I don't see red states and blue states. What I see is American, United States. And folks, every single state out there finds themselves in trouble. They're going to start laying off, whether they're red or blue, cops, firefighters, first responders, because teachers, because they have to balance their budget. And the founders were smart. They allowed the federal government to deficit spend to compensate for the United States of America.
That sounds like a president to me. It's refreshing. Yesterday, President Obama was refreshing, and today, Joe Biden was refreshing. He was not my first choice for president like everybody else. It was actually his running mate was my first choice. But Joe Biden knows how to work with people, not to work. He's only one of the few bipartisan people that's left in politics. Everyone else has became cultless at this point in time. And Joe Biden right there hit him on every nail. Hit him on the Central Park 5, hit him on climate. Basically made Trump look like a drunken fool on stage. Even though it was not crazy as the first debate, but damn it. Joe Biden made him look like a stupid ass. You know what? The only thing they did not talk about was the courts, which was a good thing because stupid, drunken, COVID super spreading guy would have been like, he would have been reaching and grabbing it and going like this and reaching for the heights and continue to fall. As normal. Because that's what Donald Trump does. He continues to reach and always fall flat on his ass. His fat ass at that with some depend on. But overall, the debate was substantive, more substantive than the first one. Because that first one was like drugs and weed and all of that. This one was more about policy, well, on Joe Biden's end versus Donald Trump's end. So we see it's clear who is fit to be the 46th president of the United States. Who is fit to lead this country throughout this pandemic to get our cases down. Flatten the curve nationally. Get the economy back going. Heal the racial wounds step by step. It's not going to be overnight. We're going to have these difficult conversations. And my white counterparts is going to have to just get over it. Whether you're on the right or the left. Climate change. We're going to address climate change. And expand the court because Joe Biden did say on his 60-minute interview that's airing on Sunday that he is open to expanding the court. He's going to build a task force that is bipartisan to expand the court. And I'm for expanding the court to 15. My father's like 14 people. No, not 14. 11 people. I said 11, an odd number. I mean, I don't mind an odd number because I did say 15. But I would prefer 15. You need the court to look what America looks like. No, excuse me. Let's correct my sentence. The courts need to look like what America looks like and what the country is made up of. The country is becoming very diverse, very black, and very brown. They say by 2040, the country will be mostly black and brown. That's why all these old white men are running scared and try to fuck everything in sight. Because they know their race is being wiped clean. And their children is mixing. their white daughters and their white sons with people from different racial backgrounds. There's a lot of interracial marriages. And children are being reproduced by those. And they just need to get over it. It's just that simple. Just that simple. But I was going to talk about the courts today, but y'all saw that 12-0. And this woman is going to get advanced by the court. That's why it's important to expand the court. So Joe Biden is now open to that. And of course, Senator Harris is going to be open to that too. This is why we got to vote. So far, 40 million people vote. I mean, it's fine. You can call them establishment Dems. That's no problem. Because I was referred to as a low information voter and an establishment Dem. But even though I'm like, I don't make that much money. But then you got some progressives on the left that attack black people like me. Oh, you're a moderate. You're a centrist. No, I'm just a pragmatic socialist. Not socialist. Pragmatic Democrat. It's just that simple. But everybody got their different opinions, and I'm not arguing with nobody tonight because I'm tired. But I'll say this. Over 47 million people voted. Almost 50 million people voted and counting. So I suggest that you get out there and vote. No matter who you vote for, just go vote. Of course, I'm a vote Biden and Harris because I am a supporter of Kamala Harris. So that's just that. But please vote. And I'm going to leave you with that. Until then, I'll see you tomorrow night for the after show and my live stream on Instagram on 10:30 on Friday nights. Take care. Have a good night.